What's going on, guys? It's the live cast, and we're back with a episode on the same day as Game of Thrones. So today we're doing like a kind of run, or what would you call it? Like a review
A
slash.
post-episode discussion.
That's it. More of a run for me though,
Yeah, it's
of
gonna be a rant
episode 5,
basically.
season 8, and it's had so much backlash from Twitter and all this other like YouTube and stuff, literally within hours.
Deservedly.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna preface this with everyone that's like saying on Twitter about, oh, it's hate. It's not hate. It's about disappointment and not living up to the hype of 2 years of waiting for that. Like,
I definitely
I don't want to
agree
say
with that.
anything before we get started because we'll skip ahead.
No,
But I want to
we're
go
gonna
chronologically.
we're gonna go chronologically. We're gonna discuss every major event that happened and why it was, in my opinion, probably maybe not the
One of the worst. One of
worst,
the worst though,
but it's
definitely.
probably one of the worst up there with like season 5, sand snake kind of episodes with like fucking just the writing. But anyway, all right, let's not get
All right.
sidetracked. Let's start from the beginning.
So we open up with Varys
Yep.
writing his notes to his little birdies and stuff, which is like cool. That was like reminiscent of the older episodes of like the original Game of Thrones, what it is and stuff like that. That was cool, whatever. And on it, it said like, oh, Jon Snow is the true heir to the Seven
It
Kingdoms
didn't.
and the
It
Iron.
didn't even say Jon Snow. I'm pretty sure it said Aegon Targaryen. On it.
Oh, I don't even know. But anyway, so now there's definitely going to be a load of people that know he's a Targaryen because of Varys, and
No,
that's
because just before he got chained up by Grey Worm, he burnt a piece of paper.
that was only one of the messages that he said that it opens up with one, or
Are
him
you
writing
sure?
one.
Are you sure that the one he was writing wasn't the same one?
Bro, one was at nighttime, and that was he already finished the one and he gave it to that little girl, I'm pretty sure. Because on the desk there was loads of other ones that have been written, so definitely the word is getting spread.
I well, he definitely burnt the last one to try and mask
Oh yeah, of
what he
course.
was doing. So yeah,
But Tyrion snaked him out as well, which is quite moist. But yeah,
I mean, he did and he didn't. I think that he was just like when she was like, someone betrayed me. I think he was just like that was his instinct because he knew that
yeah,
that's who. But like I don't think he said it to snake him out because he thought that she already knew. So he's not exactly snaking him out if she
nah,
already knew.
maybe telling the truth in it, but at the
Yeah,
same time it caused his death, which kind of happened in like what the first couple minutes of like the whole show
yeah. I
before
mean,
any other.
he did get captured before the Tyrion's talk with her anyway. I'm pretty sure, didn't he? Was
I think
after.
so. I don't know, but it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter.
anyway.
It's all
Yeah.
along that the same period at the beginning.
The fact though, he still got burnt. So
Yeah, I was watching a video this morning and it was talking about Ned Stark and about how the man who sentenced him to death should be the one that kills him or her, depending on who it is. But like, you see at the beginning on like episode 1 or like the first episode of season 1, Ned beheads the guy and he
yeah.
Rob is it? I think John forces someone to see it. I forgot who it is. One of the Stark, the one that gets shot in the Battle of Bastards by the arrow. I forgot his name. John goes,
Kid.
"Oh look at it, yeah, yeah." At that anyway,
Rickon.
Rickon Stark, and he got Dick on
Mm.
top. Anyway,
Oh.
Dick on Tarly, man. Like anyway, so basically, it wasn't very honorable for her to get the dragon to go burn him alive, and that's another thing. Yeah,
But to be fair, she did say if you ever
yeah,
cross paths with me again, I will
I'll
burn
burn.
you alive.
Yeah, exactly.
So she kept that word.
But he dies instantly. Like you don't hear him screaming and stuff, right? Later on in the show, we got bloody Lannisters freaking burning and all this other crying. Anyway, we're not gonna
Oh
get to
yeah.
that yet. Yes, that's the first thing I wanted to open up with was Varys. Uh, how do you pronounce it? Varys? Yeah, whatever.
I
I'll
think
call
it's yeah, it's
it
Varys. I'm
Varys.
pretty
Yeah, and how he dies is just the way he dies is like whatever, but it's just like he was integral to like the whole Game of Thrones, not the show, but the actual Game of Thrones, which is
sure. The show basically,
the
yeah.
show.
Like him and Littlefinger ran most of like
Yeah,
the
him and
plots.
Littlefinger were like
They ran
They were
everything.
like the biggest like cogs when it came to like that diplomacy and all that other stuff, and
Yeah,
like no one really knew about, but the audience does.
because they
So
were like
so dramatic
the
irony.
comparison to the more modern day approach of a like a politician, almost you could say, compared to everyone else being like an old style, just like medieval battles with like swords and
Yeah,
shit.
get what you mean. They use
They
they
were,
use
yeah.
their words as like swords.
Yep.
Okay,
They
so
have they had no clue how to fight, but they definitely did stir up a lot.
yeah, their words caused a lot of conflicts,
I
which
mean,
is
Littlefinger got fucking what's his face, Ned Stark killed. So there you go.
yeah, I told you not to trust me. Anyway, we're going off. So
Yep.
the whole battle really starts with the confrontation between the Golden Company and the what's the remaining of the Northern forces and
Uh,
Dothraki, which don't really exist
Before that
somehow.
was the Navy, right?
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we see like the standoff, but then we have the Iron Fleet get totaled because the dragon got freaking buffed in the patch after 1 week. Like Activision were like, you know what, yeah, that's it. We're having infinite health. We're giving it all these other traits, and the Iron Fleet are gonna get freaking nerfed, and the
I,
ballistas got
I
nerfed.
a little side note, but I'm gonna make a great joke out of this.
Yeah,
Um, did you hear? You know the trilogy, the new Star Wars trilogy that's coming out.
yeah, they're gonna.
Apparently, D&D are meant to be making it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's known facts.
they were preparing for it by making all of the ballistas shoot like stormtroopers.
Ah, good one.
So there you go.
Absolute whack. Anyway, that was whack. Anyway, so Danny literally goes on a manslaughter before the even manslaughter began. Like literally, it was ridiculous.
Side note: how does Euron survive the Dragonfire?
Oh, trust me. How does did they just forget how to aim the ballistas? Did they go, oh shit, like what? Like
Yeah.
I don't. And whilst I was eating dinner earlier, I would watch the Angry Show,
Yes, Angry Joe.
Angry Joe, and his was perfect, pretty much. Not obviously like I would take it further than he did, but like everything he thought, I was like, yep, I can agree. But like, what the flip? How did they just forget how to use them? Or, like, anyway, it's just ridiculous, right? The Iron
It
Fleet
is what
were utter
me and
wank.
it's what me and our good old friend Sam today coined as plot armor.
Hmm.
It's literally just
Literally,
filling plot holes with Dragonfire. That's what I like to say. That's how I
that
would
is actually a
summarize this
really
episode.
that is
Filling plot holes with Dragonfire. That's it.
it's like throughout the whole series, yeah, these dragons were not that effective. Obviously, they were
Yeah,
with
they
like
weren't that instrumental.
Marine and like all that stuff, but they never somehow Drogon just became like a god.
The only time really when they were that big in help before season 8 was what was that Colosseum in it? The
Mm.
Harpies. Yeah, when Drogon just came in out of nowhere and just started fucking
Oh,
burning
he killed
everyone.
the what are they called? Like the Sons of
Sons of Harpy.
yeah, is that what they're called?
I think so.
I thought they're called something else. They probably are though.
That's what I remember it as. I think. Hold
Yeah,
on.
they are the Sons of Harpy.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they were scary, you know, even at like normal people, like resistance fighters.
their masks. The masks always. The masks
Yeah.
just are like, because you don't know what's behind the mask.
Mm. Oh, they were like good characters like back
It was
then.
a good
But
rebellion force.
anyway, Drogon, Dany, they destroy all the ballistas on the wall, whatever. But by this point, wouldn't you think like the archers would have shot at the troops or something, or the
Uh,
Golden Company would have charged at like the remaining of the forces, right? And somehow there was just
yeah.
a lot of them. Somehow they just spawned.
The
They had like a
Golden
generator.
Company was literally the worst, the biggest pile of shit I think I've ever seen in my life.
Literally, they
Act
could have.
the arc. they were literally some. The reason why they didn't get any fucking elephants was because they were probably saving money on CGI. Because what the
Mm.
fuck did they do anyway? They literally
Yeah.
stood there for a bit, and then the fucking front gate blasted, killed like half of them,
Yeah,
and then
I
the
don't
other
get
two,
that.
and then the other half just fucking ran away. Like,
That was a battle plan all along, just to blow everything up. Cool. If that's how you want to go about it, then
I read something on Twitter. It was like that feeling when the fan theories like are better than the actual show itself.
oh,
Like
they tend to be
e-
anyway.
even then, like the trailer was bare misleading because you saw that you know how the hooded guy in your theory was like, oh yeah, Jamie Lannister, and he's like taking the thing. It
Yeah.
was Jamie
Yeah,
Lannister. You were
exactly.
right, but he was just sneaking through them. Like he had nothing to do with them.
Bro, don't get me started by the whole Jamie Lannister, like
We'll get onto it.
him
We'll
waving
we
his
will get onto it.
golden fucking hand around. Like what? But
So
anyway,
what? Golden Company gets decimated. They literally
yeah,
just walk
they killed the
into King's
remainders of them.
Landing. Yep, they walk into King's
I
Landing,
can't
and
lie,
that,
the Fraki did bits though on the
oh,
cavalry
yeah,
like that.
yeah, they did.
Like I don't want to give too much. I'll give credit where credit's due, but I don't want to give it too much credit when it comes to like me being contradictory. I'm just gonna keep the same stance, which is like I'm disappointed, but I'll appreciate what was good, and I think we see eye to eye with that.
I I thought I told you this in the morning today. As
Mm,
soon as I watched it, as
yeah.
soon as I finished the episode, I was like, that was a damn good episode,
Oh yeah,
because
you texted me.
shit
I was like,
start
no.
because shit started happening. Like characters died because it was overdue. Like people had to die
Oh
eventually,
yeah, that was.
and shit like that. But then, given a deeper thought, I found so many plot holes and stuff which we're going to discuss. But I just thought it's a little bit. It's like the cinematography was beautiful. It was perfect. CGI on point.
Absolutely.
The the acting was really good in this episode as well. But
When it,
the plot was made by a 5-year-old.
Dr. Lupo,
Yeah.
his tweet. But when it comes to the actual episode, like this is like overall quick thing. There were moments where I was like, oh my god, yes. Like I put my hands up and I was like fisting the air. I was like, yeah, like cool. But then like I saw through it and I was like, this makes no sense. But I just accepted it. I was like, I can't. We have no say in it when it comes to changing it because it's done. Like the ending comes out next week and we have to accept what it is. Because there's also a petition for HBO to redo the season 8,
Mhm.
which I mean they could just do a fan fiction, not fan fiction, but like a fan made thing. You know, like the Star Wars guy, he's making his own Star Wars
Yeah.
movies, but bloody Disney are chefing him up for the money. Like they took all the money that he makes from the YouTube videos, which is ridiculous because he put like 100,000 of his own money into a fan fiction or fan
Absolutely
theory.
ridiculous.
But anyway,
Is that the one
the
the
Darth
like
Vader one.
oh yeah, that one's sick.
Yeah, it's sick in
That one's
it. That
proper
nothing
sick.
happened in the whole trailer, but he just is just breathing and stuff. It is so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so they all walk in.
So Golden Company
Uh,
gets killed, destroyed,
yeah,
useless. They
they're
just
they're
walk on.
completely gone. And then so Jon Snow, and all of them, Grey Worm, they just walk in. They just waltz their way through.
Yeah, they just
Um, and
uncontested.
and they come to like like the just a bit before that is like when the Hound and Arya walk through the gates and Jamie doesn't get through.
Yeah,
And like, he's waving this shit little hand around. It's like, God, God, shut
yeah.
up.
It's
So
like,
then
oh,
he
you're gonna
fucks off.
remember me.
So he fucks off the other way, and then he picks up the sword and goes. And then there's a whole uh like face off between like Grey Worm, Jon Snow, and them lot, and then like the Lannister
The
army.
lords and so yeah,
And then I don't know why I have no idea why, but I just felt like it. I was just like, this guy's just gonna drop his sword.
who?
I don't know. I just had a feeling the
Oh, John.
Lannister guy.
Oh yeah.
No, the Lannister guy. I don't
Oh
know why I
yeah.
had that feeling. I just
They knew they were
like, I don't know
defeated.
why it would. Yeah, yeah, but I don't know why I thought that them dropping the sword would be like the way of them surrendering. I guess it's like you drop your weapon, you surrender. But they dropped their swords and everything, and then the bells ring because they start screaming, ring the bells!" And then so Daenerys is sitting on the fucking thing, and
Yeah,
then
she knows
they
that they're
start
gonna.
ringing the bell, and Tyrion's gassed. He's like, "Alright, say no more.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
we
his
won
house, isn't it?
this.
At the end of
No,
the day.
yeah, no, yeah." Casterly Rock was technically that house, but yeah. So he's like, gassed. We don't have to kill all these people. Danny's fine. And then we get the most disgusting character development I've ever seen in my life,
What part?
which is when Daenerys decides to just tear up the whole seat for no
Oh
apparent
god,
reason.
that was
Why? Why?
people. I don't.
Why?
Can I before we get into this? People are like, she's lost everything. Blah blah blah. Bitch, she started off with nothing. Do you not understand? Like, I
I
don't
do
get.
understand. Like, I understand the whole thing that um, like everyone that was close to her since the beginning is now gone.
Bro, you're trying to like people are trying to say, oh yeah, it's justifiable. Missandei died, yeah, that was it. And some Unsullied died and Dothraki because you sent them to their death, you idiot. What the flip? Don't.
I mean, Jorah as well.
Oh yeah, drawers, but
Her and
she.
Jorah's, I don't. She's so. It's just women in it.
Yeah,
Like
women being women.
first she denies him. She's like, "Nah, fuck off. Yeah, I'm
Nah, she
not
always
like
denied
gonna
him.
link you, not gonna link you at all." And then she found out that he's a spy, and so he told he
Yeah,
fucked him
she
off.
fucked him. Yeah.
Then he got grayscale. He came back. He was like, "I'm gonna die though," so they sent him away again to get his grayscale healed. And then he came back, and he's dead now. I don't know why she's getting bare emotional since half of the fucking show they weren't together, and now she's
Well, in
like,
a
"Oh
way
my
they were,
god."
because you see Jorah, his whole story arc was like once he got fucked off by her, he went into like the fighting pits to prove himself, and then you see when the Sons of Harpy came, he threw
Yeah.
the spear behind the guy and was like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like that episode
The
of
whole
season
redemption
five.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
it
cool
was
in it,
like a good
but
thing. Yeah, it was a really good redemption arc, but I'm just saying like she she's had this one goal since the beginning.
yeah,
No, I understand I everything up until that point, I can understand her getting pissed. But I don't understand that this is why I don't understand why they only made 6 episodes and 8 hours of airtime, where HBO gave them a 10 hour HBO gave them a 10 hour like 10 episodes, 10 hours, 1 hour episode each.
yeah,
And in my opinion, they should have stuck with that because it would have allowed for a little bit more character development.
bro,
I
even
can
extra 20
appreciate
minutes, extra 20 minutes.
I can appreciate Daenerys being pissed off because she's lost her best friend, like her most loyal like companion she's ever had, like in Missandei. Fucking John's fucked her off because he thinks it's gross because his auntie. Obvious, well, it makes sense. Even though, like, okay, fine, Cersei and Jamie, but still, like, it's still quite weird in that world.
Yeah, it's
And then
100%.
all of this happened, but and I understand why she could be fucked off. But the one thing that I can't understand is where she tipped the scales. Like,
Yeah,
what was the event? Because
yeah, exactly.
we went from her being very fucking calm.
Have you seen what Angry Joe said?
No, I don't watch the video.
Oh, basically, she just screwed her face up like, "Grrr," and it's like, yeah, you all die
Yeah,
now. It's like, what the hell?
yeah,
Why?
literally just like a little kid, just like, I don't like this, so fuck you guys, and just like I don't know what to say, man. It's like I wished we had more time so that we could understand what was, because like we see her in Dragonstone, she's very fucking calm. She just killed Viserys, who's the calmest fucking Dracarys I've ever seen in my life. She was just like
Yeah,
Dracarys,
Dracarys.
and then bang, dead. And then all of a sudden, she just she hears the bells and she's like, nah, fuck you guys.
I don't get that, man.
Nah, fuck you. She's like who cares? Like, where is the event? Show me the event which made her screw up her face and burn not only just the Red Keep to kill Cersei, but the whole fucking city.
Bro, this has got nothing to do with like the Game of Thrones world, because obviously literature doesn't exist like ours. But freaking the Art of War by Sun Tzu, yeah. If you want to take over something, you don't destroy it because you can't take it over. You don't you don't get loyal people by destroying and killing their family and
You don't get
homes.
loyal people if you don't have any people.
Yeah.
It was literally just a fucking
It's like the whole
genocide.
fact. It's like the Jon Snow thing when them two were together, and she was like, they either love me or fear me, and they fear me. And John's like, bitch, you ain't getting no dick. And then after that, I was like, whoa, they're
But
gonna fear me,
every leader should be fearsome. Like
but merciful.
no one
There was
should
no
be like
mercy.
no leader should be seen as like a weak person because you have to
absolutely.
instill some kind of fear, but then you can't exactly just go
It's
murdering
like
everyone just because you feel like it.
Tywin Lannister, yeah. He probably was on like he's got to be one of the best leaders in the whole show.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back and watch his rewinds or character and like analysis, yeah, sorry,
Mhm.
anything like that. It's like when Joffrey goes, "You're talking to a king," and it's like, and he goes,
Yeah.
"No true king has to say that he's king," and like stuff like that. Like, even when Joffrey was king, I was like, "Nah, you're the hand.
He just
Tywin's the
he
hand,
just
but he is
un-
the king, 100%."
he just
Still,
understood. He just
he's an
understood how the Game of Thrones worked. Like he was like
yeah,
one of the best militant experts.
yeah. He's he's an experienced, war-hardened soldier. Like, if he was still alive, oh my god, it'd been a different story, I'm pretty sure. Even though they probably would have still lost because of the plot and story and all that bullshit. But yeah.
Bro, if Tywin Lannister survived his shit, literally shit, that would have been so much different. Like the whole Game of Thrones show would have been so much different if they didn't kill him off. But I guess
No, I
that,
think that's in the story anyway, in the book.
yeah, it's in the book. So I mean, but the thing is, like, we keep going back to this. It's like it's based on the books, but it's not the same as the books.
No.
So I don't see why
Obviously, it
they
can't be exactly the same.
I don't see why they take some plot points and then they develop them and stop them at one point, and then they
I,
don't take other
what
ones
makes me
which are
think,
really big in the book.
yeah, what makes me think after this episode is that if they could go back and do it again, which they won't, go and talk to George R. R. Martin about what he would do. And then, like,
Apparently, sorry to interject, but apparently they agreed on the ending.
oh, God.
So apparently George R. R. Martin like consents to the ending of the show. Like he thinks it's alright.
God.
Because apparently they were like, oh yeah, we don't want to do injustice since it's your book and
Yeah,
everything. So
exactly.
we want to end it like this. Do you agree? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. But it's just like, oh, we'll see the ending. Apparently it's a bittersweet ending, but at this point, I don't.
I'll take it.
We're
I'll
we're
take whatever
one
I get.
we're one episode away from finishing Game of Thrones, and funny enough, I still don't know what's gonna happen.
No, that's the beauty of it still. It's not like some shows where the penultimate episode basically is the ending, and the ending's just like, oh, happy endings, everyone
The
does all
thing
this
about
other stuff.
the thing about Game of Thrones is that a lot of the penultimate episodes in the
Oh, the
show
best.
are like
Yeah.
do a lot for the plot, and this is the penultimate episode of the ultimate season,
Mm.
and it was genuinely one of the worst plots I've ever seen in my life. So
Bro, it wasn't a plot, I'm pretty sure. It was so...
I mean, it's literally we're getting sidetracked. We should just keep
Yeah,
going with
we just keep going with
the chronological order of it. But it's
But that's
just
the
like
problem with it, though. It makes us tail off into this other stuff, because you can literally pick apart the holes and be like, yo, what the fuck? But anyway,
but yeah, so
the
we get
whole
to the point
the
where
whole battle, the whole battle first year inside King's Landing was like,
what battle, bro? There was no
yeah,
battle.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. The conflicts between the soldiers of like the good guys and the fucking Lannisters. I don't even know what you call the Northern and like Dothraki. Just call it Danny's army, for fuck's sake.
Just call it Northerners and
Yeah.
Dothrakis. But yeah, the I have another fucking bone to pick with the Northerners.
Mm.
They're meant to be like the most honorable in the whole of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
They're meant to be this like fucking example. Like they chose Snow as the leader, like the king in the north, and then comes to the fight, and like she
Bro,
starts
where
to
are
burn everything. The Dothraki
then?
start to go crazy. Grey Worm's hitting everyone with his fucking stripper pole,
Yeah.
and then so the Northerners just decide
Overpowered. Fucking
the
hell.
Northerners, it's not their war, but it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's just go rape and pillage.
Yep.
Like,
That's all it was.
what was that whole scene with like that that Northerner trying to fucking rape that girl, and
Yeah.
then him trying to kill
John
Jon
just kills
Snow?
him.
Your fucking commander. The guy tries to jump on him, his commander,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, what are you
Like
doing? What's happening?
doesn't make sense for them to like turn like that. And first year, all like them back in season 7, it was like King in the North, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone there, where are they? The Knights of the Vale, all these other characters, the Lords, all of them that pledged their allegiance. Where the fuck are they? Like
Oh
they
yeah,
just
where is the veil? Who even
I don't know if they died or like whatever. I
who
don't
even
know.
runs that shit anymore?
I don't know.
Because
After
it used to be
Littlefinger died,
Littlefinger,
that
innit?
was it. Because you know there was the big white dome with like the big breastplate armor.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you a picture of him. But anyway, him. I think it was him after because he was integral to the Sansa Littlefinger little like thing. Anyway, back to the story. We can talk about this like and go so many ways of it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So throughout this, should we move on to the Jamie and Euron scene? Because that kind of just interjects.
That's probably the next part, yeah.
Because before, all like the fucking Jamie walking through, that was all ridiculous. But anyway, Euron versus Jamie Lannister.
Can we just put in the fact that uh another plot hole filled with bullshit? You're trying to tell me that like I don't like the one thing about Game of Thrones is you can't really tell the time shift in the show itself.
Yeah.
Like you don't really know how long it's been since one scene to another.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it's been since she's fucked up the navy so that Euron fell in the water,
And he
and
swam all that
between
way.
Jamie coming to that entrance, so Jamie then had to go through the gate when they all got blew up and shit.
Yeah.
He got the door shut off. He went the other way, took a sword and everything, and then so you're telling me so between that time, Euron perfectly fucking swims out of nowhere from there to go Kingslayer. Like,
It's like,
alright, cool. He just came out of nowhere, just perfect time. Like, what are we watching? A Bollywood movie, bro?
it's like,
Don't even get me started on that scene itself because it was fucking ridiculous. First of all, how is Jamie losing in a sword fight to a little fucking dagger?
uh,
The greatest swordsman alive, apparently, loses to a little fucking dagger. Gets shanked in the fucking ribs twice. Not in the ribs, but it's in like the I
in
don't
the
know what it
side.
is. Like in like the side of the stomach
Yeah, you get.
twice. He's fucking bleeding out. He looks like he's about to fucking die. And all of a sudden we get this fucking moment, and I said this to a friend. It's like, have you seen the ending of Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
So you know how in Red Dead Morgan gets fucked up, and
Yeah.
then the guy he kicks away his gun,
Mhm.
like he tries to crawl to the gun, and he picks it up, but he's like about to pick it up, but then the guy in the last second like fucking steps on it, kicks it away, and fucks him up.
Mhm.
That's it done correctly, because you want him to come to it. Like it's really fucking slow. The other guy's taunting him, and then but you don't allow it to happen. Here, Euron's just fucking looking at him, going towards his sword, not doing anything. Jamie's fucking crawling across the floor, picks up the sword, and shanks him in the fucking stomach.
Ridiculous, man.
How? And then Euron just lays there. Fucking Jamie's completely fine with 2 stab wounds. He can run a marathon at this point.
Yeah. I
And
guess
he
his
just walks on.
experience as a soldier throughout the whole thing, but still getting stabbed twice. Come on.
But then it's just like Euron's there like, oh, I killed the Kingslayer. No, you didn't. The floor
Bro,
did.
when the season
Yeah, well, the floor, the ceiling, it's the same thing. Depends which
perspective.
way you look at it. Yeah.
But when Euron stabbed him the first time, I was like gonna cry. I was like, why? Why?
I was
Jamie,
like, finally, Jamie's story ends here.
nope.
But again, do you know what? This is why we need that extra 2 hours. Imagine that duel like 10 minutes long, not 2 minutes. Imagine that 10 minutes, and then just like he stabs him, and then Jamie's on the floor, and
Mm.
then Euron's like taunting him like, ah, fucked your sister, put a fucking baby in her, and then Jamie goes, no, you didn't, I did, and
He
then
kills him.
that
Stab him.
just goes even fucking further, and it fuels them even more, and they fight even more ferociously at this point, and then you fuck each other up. Make it interesting. Don't make it a 2 minute fight. When
There's another 2 minute fight later on as well. Flipping hell.
it's just
Talk about that.
anyway. So Euron dies. Jamie picks up his sword, stumbles away
Euron
somehow.
was like this made to be amazing character. He's fucking useless, man.
He
I don't.
wasn't useless,
Nah,
but
I don't rate him.
Everything that
Fucking Jack Sparrow, mate. Fucking pirate. It's stupid.
everything that let see he could have been very influential. He brought the biggest fleet Westeros has ever seen to
Because he took it
Cersei.
over from fucking the Greyjoys. Like, fucking what's his
Well,
name?
yeah, well, it was done right. He overthrew the Don, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how he got it. Matters that he did. But then see another plot hole. A massive fucking like armada, basically. He has like a ridiculous amount of ships. To then just same as basically the Golden Company.
Mm.
Everything just dies to a dragon in like 2 seconds because Danny has a dragon. Like, what the fuck?
It's
It's like
ridiculous.
it's like playing with fucking God mode in COD. No matter you could do 1v64. Everyone
God
the
mode on.
60 people with 64, the team with 64 still gonna lose because they won't be able to kill him. That is literally what is like Danny and Drogon versus a massive fleet, the biggest sellsword like mercenaries group ever that
Mm.
got fucked up in like 2 seconds. Fleet got fucked up in 2 seconds. Lannisters didn't even oppose.
Yeah, the
Like,
Lancers. What the fuck?
but yeah, so Jamie goes into the Red Keep. Oh, I
Yeah.
think we
No,
missed a
we
point.
missed out the iron.
Yep, I was about to say that.
That's
Another
before.
bullshit thing.
Could we just say
Like,
how Iron Hound just tiptoed their way into the Red Keep? Yeah.
that's not even what I care about. Do you know what I care about?
The
We've
Game
had
Ball.
eight, well, that too, but we've had 8 years of this show. 10 years of like overall 8 seasons. Say we have that time period, right?
Yeah.
8 seasons of character. Like Game of Thrones has some of the best, if not the best, character development in all TV history.
Mm.
We get to know these characters, we get to know their motives, we get to know their personalities. We feel like we've grown up with these people, especially people like Arya and Bran,
Yeah.
because they've
They
gone from
reflect our
little
aging as
kids.
well.
They've gone from little kids to grown-ups, and you see all of this. And what's driven Arya throughout the whole of the show, her main thing is the list. She's never given a shit before about any circumstances. If she has an opportunity to kill someone off the list, she does it, no matter what. And for her to get so close to Cersei,
And then just say no.
and then Sandor Clegane to go, don't go. It's too
It
dangerous.
was a
You're gonna
good thing
die.
though. It was a good thing.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have died. That's the thing. She would have been completely fine.
Well, we'll get to that part.
But yeah, like
Like the
Arya
whole
just fucks off.
yeah.
Like, mm, cool
So
then.
the
Eight
place
seasons of you trying to kill Cersei has gone to waste.
don't get it, man. It's like the whole how did they get in there? The Red Keep and like the wherever the fucking throne room and stuff is
Was the
literally
was the Red Keep already fucked up by the time that
by that time I
that
don't think so because during that whole scene like that's when Danny starts attacking like the little outlooks or whatever they're called like the little
yeah
rooms and
yeah
stuff
yeah yeah.
that's like mirroring the destruction and stuff and then whatever but how did they even get there without it's gonna be the heavily defense like the most heavy defense there and they just trot in there it's like cool
I mean, to be fair, the Lannisters and shit, they did like give up. So
yeah but if it's not like they have communications when I know they did ring the bell I guess but still
do you love
anyway
how when Cersei, Qyburn, and the Mountain are going down, and they have like 10 of the Kingsguard or whatever,
yeah
half of
and
them get wiped out by the fucking rocks falling from the sky,
and the Hound just somehow
and
has
then the Hound just like two shots all of them.
I know he was once Kingsguard and all that other stuff still but well, I think he was Kingsguard. He was a knight, but he was part of Joffrey's Kingsguard.
So at that point, we get the beloved Clegane Bowl.
Fucking waste of hype.
And I spoke about this in our last episode,
Yeah,
the pre-discussion. I would have absolutely loved it if Cersei just went to the throne room, waited for Daenerys there, the Mountain was there, Qyburn were there. They were just living it out, and then just like with pride, just die with pride, like die
yeah.
on the throne.
Why? What was the idea in? Oh, we're gonna escape. I know the idea is to like live and whatever, but
Yeah, she has a child and everything, but like,
she's not gonna. Danny would not blow up the whole fucking thing if the throne's there. That's what she
yeah.
wants. And now she's gonna be sitting on a fucking destroyed whole. Anyway, I'm not gonna get to that
She
part
did. I
because
don't think she. I don't think she destroyed the actual throne
no,
room.
that's what I'm saying. But if she was going to, it wouldn't make sense. Like your idea of them just staying there for in their last moments makes sense. But anyway, to Game
I
Ball.
I want to. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I would have loved Clegane to happen in that throne room,
Yeah.
and we have this. From that, we have this epic fight scene where I don't see the Mountain winning, but it's either both of them dying or just the Mountain dying and the Hound like heavily wounded.
Hmm.
And then at
Like
that point,
permanent
like Kaiban just gets fucked up, whatever. And then it just leaves Arya with
to
Cersei,
finish her list.
and
Because
then Arya just gets to finish the list. I know I didn't want Arya to kill Cersei this episode, but anything is fucking better than a fucking
oh
ceiling
god,
falling on them. But we'll get to that.
gets
We'll get to that.
firstly
But now,
before
back to the
this, yeah,
actual Clegane Ball.
yeah, I'll talk about Game Ball. Then I'll talk about something me and Josh talked about in school. Okay, so Game Ball, yeah, he, the Hound, one of my favorite characters. Yeah, top three, probably my favorite since the beginning. But he chops up those Kingsguard like nothing. The battle with the Mountain, okay, he's some fucking zombie, overpowered, 100 strength, 100 everything.
Bro,
Attack
that man,
whoever. The
Jesus,
man's overpowered, yeah.
that's
He's a
very
fucking
overpowered.
ACR from Modern Warfare 2. He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss, mate. Hard hitting. But literally,
Stop
I
him,
don't
pal,
get it.
brother.
That the whole battle was like like swinging swords and stuff. A bit of like
Can you even call it a fight?
no, I
Like a
don't think
sword fight? Bro, it was
no.
literally just
Oh, you
the
know what it
Hound
was?
just hitting him with a sword, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he was hitting with a sword. The Mountain catches the sword with his hand, picks him up, throws him away, beats him up, punches him, puts him up against a wall, squeezes his eyes in like Oberyn.
Gee,
When
that
that
was
happened,
sick. I was
I was
oh,
like
watermelon
shouting.
again, bro.
I was like, no, I can't. Like, how can he die? That I didn't want the Hound to die anyway, but how could he
How,
die like that? How are you gonna
yeah,
give
how
him?
could they do that
How are
to
you
him?
gonna like just repeat another death scene but a different person? That beef between them two is pure, like proper
It was just a
from the
brawl.
when they were.
It was a brawl.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it
even a fight. It
was
was like a
any
brawl. It
rules
was like
goes.
a hand-on-hand combat.
Whatever
And
goes
then
goes.
when he's getting his fucking shit squeezed, he
Mm,
takes out a knife
yeah,
and he stabs him in the fucking eye.
yeah.
The guy doesn't fucking do anything about it.
He didn't even flinch. Well, he did. He let go of
I
him,
mean, he
but
did. He fucking like went back
bro, it's
and
going
he
through
stood
your
next to the
brain.
thing.
How's that not killing you? I don't get it.
And then he literally just takes it out
And
and
just
just
goes
goes back for
ah.
more.
Yeah, and
But I guess well, I swear there's a saying in Game of Thrones about what's dead may never die or some shit.
probably. Don't get
That
me
fucker
started
should.
about the White Walkers. They're probably still alive.
Oh, don't
Bran,
let's just
Bran's
not.
gonna rise all the dead. That's my
But
prediction.
the only thing I can appreciate, and I've been using the term poetic justice quite ironically recently,
Hmm.
but that was the end to their story arc, although it had nothing to do with the plot,
Yeah,
like it linked nothing to the plot.
but it was there from the beginning though. That brother like
Yeah, but
brotherhood
the sole
conflict.
purpose of the Click Game Ball in this episode was to end their story arc. Where
Mm,
in something like, for example, what I would have said was better, like the throne room thing, the Mountain is fighting to protect Cersei. Like
mm,
there's stakes there. If the Mountain kills the Hound and Arya's just left there, Arya probably has to either run away, or but I don't think she's gonna kill the Mountain, and Mountain's gonna fuck her up.
yeah.
So like there's stakes there. They're fighting for something. They're not just fighting for their rivalry. They're fighting for the plot to be changed. Here, they just fucking dash each other out the fucking. He dashes him out the fucking thing. They fall into the fire. Poetic justice served. How their rivalry started with the Mountain putting his face into the fire, ended with both of them dying in the fire. There you go. But it added nothing to the plot except it just ended their arcs.
It that to me was somewhat satisfying, but really mediocre. I really wanted the Hound to get his swing and kill, which he did twice in the eye and through the chest, through the thick armor and shit, whatever. But really, that's how you're gonna end it? Like them both dying? And I know I actually respected the Hound obviously for him just like rugby tackling him, and they go through the wall that was made out of like wood, or like not even wood, made out of like Legos, and it just like
Nah, but no, no,
collapse.
no. But it's because they were it's because the tower started crumbling. That makes sense. It's fine. Like the structure, you could see the structure visibly. It was weakening. And if you have two big fuckers like the Hound and the Mountain just dash into a thing like that, you could probably knock over an actual wall with those two fuckers.
True.
Talk
Yeah,
about
they were big
like one
fuckers.
that's already breaking.
They
So
were
yeah,
big
that
fuckers.
that all makes sense. But they tried to deliver fan service and they did it really poorly.
Mm. They it was bound to happen to Game Ball, but it's just like the way it happened. It was like, ugh.
But thank fuck they did it because they
Yeah,
could have just
at
not
least
done
you
it.
listened. Thank you, D&D.
For at least with one thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, they dropped, and then
Game
what
Ball.
happens after
Oh,
that?
Kaiben's death as well. We forgot to mention that. That
What is there to mention? He literally just picks him up and throws him against the floor, and
bro,
that's it.
you know the mountain in like season six or yeah, season six. I think season six is when he's been poisoned, or five after. Anyway, the guy that pisses on his foot and he just throws him onto the wall, like just bumps his
Yeah.
head. It's like that. It's
Doesn't
like it doesn't do
doesn't
justice.
I saw the fights in season 4. Isn't
Yeah,
season 4 when
after
Tyrion
it's
is
it's no, I
Tyrion's
think
on
it's season six. I'm pretty sure because it's when she blows up the Scepter Baylor. It's like episodes before that, and it's when he's got the scar or like the imprint of those like the other Lannister
Oh,
boy.
we're talking about way later,
Yeah, yeah, like
way later in the.
season after. Anyway, off topic.
No, but this is the Game of Thrones discussion. We could talk about anything the fuck we want.
Ooh, I like that.
Obviously, honestly, keep it on like the episode because that's what
Yeah,
we're doing. But like, obviously, if
we'll go into so many Game of Thrones. We're not even a Game of Thrones. We're just a live podcast. Thank you
but
guys. We
but
just
right now,
talk about
yeah,
everything we want.
we talk about everything we want. We talk about what we want, and just the fact that we've had some spare time just before and after the episodes, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
Might as
because
well.
it's literally on our
It's
minds.
it's our interest. We like to discuss it. We like to talk about theories and shit. So we're like, why not do it into a podcast?
Perfect.
But yeah,
So where do you
another
want to go
thing.
after that?
So Clegane Bowl happened. Uh, I don't know if the next I don't know if the next thing is Arya being a B Tech Captain America from the first Avengers,
I don't get it,
or
but yeah.
it's fine. Uh, or it was the no after Clegane Bowl it was Cersei in in the map room, right?
Mhm.
And then Jamie coming out of nowhere. I was low-key hoping that Arya was gonna pop out of nowhere in the map room as well, because
I'm
that's
just
where they parted.
yeah. I saw that video as well, where like it's poetic justice again. Where they departed is where they came back together. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that was cool.
And
See,
also, it was just the fact that that's where the Hound said goodbye to Arya in the map room.
oh yeah, shit.
So I was kind
I
of
told
hoping
you
she'd
something
come
would
back
happen
for
in
it.
the map room, but I just didn't know what was gonna happen.
The only thing that happened was incest was brought back together.
Yes.
Right, here we go. We're about to talk about the most bullshit thing, which is Jamie Lannister still being in love with Cersei Lannister.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, their love was always there, but
okay, but
can't question
like,
it.
he literally he fucked off away from her in like the most important time where they have to defend
Their name.
the capital and the name and the house and everything. He fucks off to the north to fight his not his war. He
He's fighting the real battle between life and death. Like that's what he said before he departed.
yeah, so he's like, I gotta go help there, see you later. By that point, you know he's fucked off with her because
Middle.
he knows she's not gonna help, and he's like, okay, whatever. He fucks off. He then fucks Brienne.
Mm. That
Like
was bound to happen, man.
we
Like,
knew that there's chemistry between them since like pretty much the point where he rescued her from the rapist.
hmm.
That was pretty much when you start to know like all of that shit.
Yeah, no
And
one
then
really thought that was gonna happen. Like they'd beat, but it's just like there was something there. Like they would. like the whole oath keeper and oath breaker thing is like, yeah, okay.
So they go and they fuck, and then he decides that nah, Cersei's gonna die,
Let me go be with
whatever.
her.
But I thought that he's telling Brienne that he still loves her because he doesn't want her to follow. Because if he was like, I'm going to King's Landing to kill her,
Mm.
Brienne would be like, I'm coming with you. He would be like, no, stay here because you're gonna
No,
die.
Jamie.
Like,
Starts crying.
but instead he like breaks her heart. Saying he literally fucks her and he literally beats and deletes
Bro, this is like the first known beat and delete.
in
Man
Game of
like
Thrones.
Jamie
Yeah.
Lannister, beat and delete.
And then so he literally beats and pretty much on like the same night or the next night he fucks off to Cersei, and then he goes there, and I was thinking that he was just using that as a cover up, and I was hoping that he's gonna fuck her up. Or as soon as I saw Euron before when they're fighting, I was like, finally, he's gonna find out that she's been fucking him, and he's gonna get pissed, and then she's gonna fuck him up. I don't know, whatever. But he just comes back to her, and he's like,
Bro,
"Oh, we're
that
the
just
only thing that
destroys the whole
matters."
thing about Tyrion going, I know you're pregnant.
Yeah,
Literally.
that was not acknowledged at all. Like
That,
I thought that Euron would have said something to her, but
yeah, it
nah,
would have been like a preface to the whole thing. Like,
nah, 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 nah,
anyway,
nah, nothing.
not gonna get into that bullshit.
Anyway, so I don't remember the sequence of the fucking. It was an hour
Well,
and 15. I don't remember the exact sequence,
they're
but
escaping from.
but
Well, they're trying to escape.
yeah, they're running, and at that point, I think there's the whole Arya scene where she comes out
Don't.
of fucking
God,
nowhere
that was ridiculous.
and she sees that fucking because she falls. Oh yeah, because we forgot to mention the little. What the fuck was that fucking cinematic shot between like when she got trampled on
Mm.
and then when the Hound was getting beat and they were just switching between it. I was just like, what are you doing? It's like you
Well,
made
I
this
get
on
it.
Movie Maker, bruv. No, I
Well, I
know.
know
No,
why, but
I get it. Why is but like. Let's be honest, there's not that much of a distinct connection between them.
yeah, there is. It's like a paternal kind of relationship in a way. Like
I don't know,
their
but
story
they
arc is
weren't
probably one
even.
of the best.
Yeah, them together. Alright, get it. I'm just saying, like, it was a bit of a weird shot in my opinion. Like, I don't really see the effect of it as much. Maybe I don't know.
Fair enough.
But
Because like,
anyway, so she got trampled on, and then the woman saves her. The woman that we keep see.
oh
For
God,
some reason, that woman was just showed throughout
everywhere.
the whole show, like the whole episode.
She must have got
Like
like a
she was
lucky
like,
dip or something in the
yeah,
casting. It was like, yo, you're gonna have
fact.
like no lines of dialogue really, but you're gonna be in the scene.
Alright, so we've acknowledged her. They fucked off, and now here's thingy, Arya. She's like bare fucked up.
Some battle
Um,
hardened assassin, yeah. Fuck me.
yeah, and then the fucking bell tower falls. She
Mm.
somehow survives. Fuck knows how.
Everyone else dies, and like,
And then
the,
she wakes up, and then she
yeah.
sees that woman again with a bloody child, and she's like, "We've got to move." It's like, okay, cool, go then. Well,
Then they get to that little room.
they all get fucked up by the Dothraki, except Arya, of course, because the Dothraki were killing everyone on the way. Just not Arya. Plot hole filled again. Like, why are you not killing that? Fucking that woman gets fucking trampled over. She's there. The fuck, you can see the fucking dragon. But Arya's about to get burnt to a crisp by fucking Daenerys. But she dips. The little kid, like, she tries to take the little kid. The little kid fucking goes to the mom. They get burnt
They
to a
both die.
crisp. So then it's curtains. Like, what's up now? And then Arya's just like, whatever. Like, man, oh no.
Then during this, we have the Cersei and Jamie
Oh
in the
man,
undergrounds of like the
I.
whatever the crypts, whatever you call it. And at that point, I thought Bronn was gonna come out of there and just shoot them. But at that, because you know, like how he was never gonna get his what he was owed,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
at the same time, I was like, nah, he won't. Why would he be there? He's probably fucked off because he doesn't want to go and be in a fucking in the middle of like a war zone and like a falling city. So I was like, nah, that makes no sense. Like, cool. But plot armor, or not plot armor, but like somehow storytelling. Oh no, there's loads of bricks now that just fell out of nowhere in
So
the
why
exit
don't you
spot.
run the other fucking way rather than standing there and crying?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't want to die,
I
Jamie.
hate how they humanize Cersei. I hate that they tried to give her feelings
I like
because
that.
that's not. No, I hated it because it didn't suit her. She is meant to be that badass woman, matriarchal fucking like fucking figure who's literally she's still the queen. She fucking murdered like half of her own fucking city by blowing up a set, like including like his son, her son's now wife. Well, then he killed himself because of it,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, well, it's this badass woman that has no feelings, no nothing, and now all of a sudden, in the face of death, rather than just take her like the badass she is, she's just like, I don't like this, Jamie. I don't want to die.
At least they
Like,
died
oh,
together. They said they would die together.
man, but the way they died, it's just, I would have taken any other way out except that one.
Nah, I get you. Like I
What
have
did
a
you
different.
did you enjoy the way they went out?
No,
Thank you. There you go.
I just thought they should have died. Took
No,
see, they
no,
should have died to a
I
character.
agree. I agree they should have died, but dying because the fucking floor fell on them was ridiculous. Or the fucking ceiling, whatever.
Yeah, the roof. Whatever.
Like that was just the least.
It didn't serve no purpose.
It gave them no
I can't lie.
justice.
As an English student, I can analyze that and be like in many ways in terms of like the
Oh, look
purpose.
at you, bros.
But when it comes to the storyline and at face value as like a viewer that's been watching it for like 4 years now, 5 years since like I don't know what season Josh had not got me into it
Yeah.
back in the day. It just served like okay, cool. Everything we cared about just was like fucked off. It was like, you know what, yeah, this whole story development, Cersei, this like
But that's what I'm trying to
ah
say. It's like at least someone like Clegane, like the Hound and the Mountain, but more the Hound. Like they got like a good goodbye.
I don't even
Like
think the hound
their death was
yeah.
epic.
I bet the
Like
mountain isn't even dead.
I don't I at this point I
And
if one
it
of them
can
still,
happen.
at this point if one of
There's
them
magic
survived then
fairies
I just
everywhere.
can't be fucking asked. But yeah, they got like a good ending. It was justice to them. They fucking fought to the death. It was a mad brawl. At the end, they both fall from the sky to fall into a fire pit, which is what create like fire, which is what created their fucking like rivalry. Everything about their death, in my opinion, I wouldn't. Yeah, like a beheading in like a throne room or something like that. Yeah, cool. But I think it was more satisfying that that ended the way they did. I would give the Clegane Bowl as an ending of it. I would give it a good like rating for it. But for someone like Cersei and Jamie, where they're literally, you'd say the main villain of the show from season 1 to 7, and then Jamie becomes like a better guy. But Cersei's
Yes.
like the villain throughout the whole thing. For them to go out by just to keep falling onto them is just like why not get killed by rivals or something instead just like it's just like I don't know, man. I did not enjoy that ending to their story arc at all.
I just I'm, I share that. Like I don't when it comes to the Clegane Ball, it was good, but it didn't serve what I was expecting. But I can't play with fire. Like it happened and I'll accept it. So whatever,
Mm.
cool. But it's just like I don't know, man. I think we should just move on.
There's not much to move on to.
No, we'll move on. Like close it out pretty much. Like any last thoughts? Because there's this whole about 1 hour video or clip of freaking Aya looking at the white horse.
Oh, Yeah, I
That's
don't
how it
see
ends.
what I saw that as the imagery. What I tried to interpret that as is
Mm.
that could Arya be dead? And this
Well,
is
it's like
like the representation of like heaven or some shit, or like she's like enlightened or something. Like everything around her is white. Yes, it's the ashes, but like everything's around her is white.
mm.
Her face has been covered in ash. She's become like all white and stuff. She has a white fucking horse now. The only thing left now is to give her a staff and a hat and call her fucking Gandalf the White.
That's what I'm saying.
At
Someone was
this
like,
point,
"That's the horse from fucking Lord of the Rings." I
yeah,
never watched it. I'm gonna watch
and
it
then
after exams.
oh, you haven't seen. Oh, mate, we're
We
gonna have to
can.
watch it together. I can't lie.
They're like 10
We're gonna
hours.
do
I
it.
swear.
I
They're
mean,
long.
all three together, the executive ones are probably around 10 hours. Yeah,
Must be worth it though. I've seen
one
clips on YouTube,
hundred
but I don't
percent.
want to
It's
spoil it.
so
Anyway,
good.
back to Game of Thrones because we'll talk about that later. But I just saw that as like either hope or some like I watched a video analyzing it and I could just draw the points from there, but I kind of forgot, so I'm not gonna really
I don't.
chat about it if I don't
The
100%
problem
know.
is, I like to make a lot of assumptions myself, but I genuinely don't know what assumption I would make about that.
No
Like
one knows.
I don't understand what the writer had in mind when he put on the screen, alright, let's get Arya with no one there, everyone dead, everyone, not a living soul, out of nowhere, just no living soul out of nowhere, ash everywhere, and then just put a random white horse. Is that the horse from the Golden Companies guy? Because he was
Don't
on a
know.
white horse, right?
I think so, yeah.
So did his horse survive somehow? Like, uh,
Any they all
or
survived probably. They probably were alive. It's just
like, what's the meaning
this
of
one
this
guy
white
took the
horse?
piss. He was like, and then next episode is when Bran wakes up from his dream after he fell
Oh
down from a coma, and the Game of
God,
Thrones begins again. It actually begins.
it's like Groundhog Day, bro. I've seen
Literally.
that movie.
No.
It's just it's literally when the guy just has he's in the same day recurring, and he learns the pattern of it and everything. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, the ending to that episode confused me to shit. Don't know how they're gonna start off the next episode. Have you seen the preview? We could talk about the preview as well.
Yeah, I've seen it. Not much happened really.
But yeah, well, there's literally like 20 seconds,
Mm.
and it's just
The rest of it's
her.
just credits.
It's just her and is that her walking down the steps?
No one knows.
Yeah, the Unsullied standing in that like little court.
Bro, somehow there's like millions of them again. They just spawned out of nowhere.
I saw there was not many of them in the first place anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But you see in the video, like on the preview, there's quite a
Yeah.
lot.
But yeah, so one theory that I want to credit to, which is the one I told you earlier,
Hmm.
is imagine. I don't. This is probably not gonna happen because they're not that smart, the writers. But what if um Daenerys realizes that she's not gonna get the throne because everyone knows that Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen, has a better claim, and they're all gonna want him to sit on the throne. So
Yeah.
what if she, out of spite, because he like finessed her and is like, nah, I'm not gonna like link you. What if she, out of spite, burnt down the whole of King's Landing in the Red Keep and everything as like a massive fuck you to Jon Snow? Is like, you want to rule you want to rule Westeros, rule in this shithole. But yeah, so I'm left as a one man show now, and basically to summarize everything, that show, I love Game of Thrones to bits. I think it's an amazing show, but this episode absolutely fucked me off. So
Agreed.
absolutely pissed me off because of the plot holes. We all know. Any last words, Mr. Luke?
Nah, just disappointed.
Disappointed.
Not hating.
Well, after this episode, we'll probably be back to like some normal kind of stuff. Then
Yeah, well,
after, and then on Sunday, we're probably gonna be revising for our exams. But maybe we'll
yeah,
have some time
uploads
for like
might
a
not
little.
exist.
Maybe
Half
we'll have
term though.
time for a little 20-minute pre-discussion to episode 6, maybe.
Yeah, we could do that.
like 20
expected.
minute, and then we could discuss the episode once
Might
we've
have to do
both
it on
seen it and
Saturday
have some time.
or Sunday. We'll make time.
We'll make some kind of time. So, but obviously A levels trump for
Yeah,
now.
they're the
Everything
most important thing.
for now they are, yeah. But soon
Considering we
come
have
we're
just
gonna
made
be.
a podcast that's like an hour long, but we've
But
done
that's
a
because we.
revision and we
But
have
that's
that
because we're
time.
good boys and we did revision. So look,
Yeah.
everyone needs a bit of time off. But yeah. Anyway, not to draw it out too long. Thank you for listening, guys.
Yeah.
That's all from me. Any final things before we end it all? Quickly.
Just like, subscribe. Everything's down below. Social media, all of that stuff is down in the description.
And on the screen.
Yeah, on the screen, literally throughout the
Well,
whole video. Depends on how you watch this.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
anything is appreciated.
yeah. Spread the words. Spread the gospel. Yeah.
That
Thank
was
you guys
us.
for
Yeah.
watching. That was us, Casper, Luke. Well, yeah. See you later.
Peace.